AVAX continues to hit new bear market lows. This has a few people worried, concerned over their investments in Avalanche. However, I look at this through a slightly different lens. I look at this as a fantastic opportunity to be accumulating one of what I would consider the best protocols out there. In this video, we're going to be jumping down into the technical analysis on AVAX, jumping into where I think things are going in terms of price and where I think things could go in the next bullish market. As I get into today's video, if you do find it useful and informative, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe? You can unsubscribe later and you will be kept up to date with all videos if you do go ahead and subscribe. And why not join us in Discord as well, and we can continue the conversation down there around the things that we're really interested in on this channel, and where ultimately I think a lot of retail investors can make substantial amounts of money in that next bullish market. All details are found in the description below. Let's go ahead and jump right down into today's video, starting things off with the 1 hour time frame. So as we can see, AVAX has been in a bearish move to the downside for quite some time, and it's been a fantastic ride so far. Now, ultimately, we were in a bearish structure that started actually way back, but most recently, just over here on this 1 hour time frame, back in September the 1st, 2023, we got a break of structure to confirm our bearish state of play. We then got another actually, we got a bullish fake out characterization just up here, and then we flipped that back into a bearish structure as well. So for the most part, we are still in that bearish structure. Nothing has changed, even though we had that kind of fake out earlier. Right now, at the moment, we had hit the new bear market low down on the 11th of September. We bounced quite strongly. We've come down and we're still finding rejection here on our 200 EMA. Just losing the 50 EMA at the point of recording this video as well, back down to equilibrium. I suspect that we are likely to see a bit of a bounce to the upside before we continue our move to the downside, essentially helped by Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market. Ultimately, though, I do suspect we still have further to the downside to be seen. We are not yet done with bear market lows for Avalanche's AVAX. Okay, so on this small time frame, just be aware that we are probably going to be looking for a small move upwards, and then we're going to continue breaking down. I do not see this one looking overly strong, in my opinion. Now, there's a couple of things to be looking out for on the 1 hour time frame. I'm going to give my expectations on the target range for the high at the moment, and I'm going to basically just pull this over here. And I would expect us to kind of land somewhere in this little range here. It could just be a very quick wick, basically to 960 to 972, this little yellow box area here. Now, it's possible that we do not do this and we're actually breaking down and we just can't see it for looking, if that makes sense. There's two kind of possibilities that are going on. So this is the bullish scenario where we have an A, B, C structure taking us up to here. However, considering the 200 EMA is major resistance for us, and this is above the 200 EMA, it's going to be a hard push to see us get up there, but it's something to consider. The bearish situation is actually that we've already completed the high, and we are breaking down from our 200 EMA. Okay, this would then put us right down here between the low of $8.93 and $9.04, another bear market low for AVAX. Okay, and that would look more like this: an A wave down, a B wave up, and a C wave down. Okay, so ultimately what we're going to do is we're going to wait to get confirmation of the direction. Okay, we know that we're bearish, so we don't necessarily want to go long. So we want to kind of be really cautious where we can. But ultimately, we're stuck between $9.08 and $9.58. Okay, what we want to do is we want to break one of those lines. Once we break above or below, that's going to confirm our direction. Okay, it's not that we are going to trade the direction that gets broken. It's more that you would go the opposite direction. For example, if we breach higher than $9.58, I would be looking for a short position, right? Because we've gone up into the high expectations right in here, we'd short the market and we'd drop down. Likewise, if we do drop down and we break that low at $9.08, I'll be looking for a long position. Okay, bearing in mind structure, we'd have to keep those things in mind, but we'd hit our target, would go long. Okay, and we'll potentially break back down from there as well. So it's not so much that we want to trade right at this particular moment in time, trying to pick whether we go long or whether we go short. Essentially, what we're doing is we want to wait for the data to show us which direction has completed so that we can go in the opposite direction. Okay, that's kind of my take on it. Now, of course, if I am to be trading AVAX, I am going to be using the BitGet exchange. All the links for BitGet are in the description down below. It's a platform that I use for 100% of my leverage trades and 90 to 95% of my spot trades, right? So if I'm going to be trading AVAX, I'm going to be using BitGet. If you haven't yet signed up to BitGet, you're missing a trick. Check it out. It's linked in the description below. If you do sign up using the affiliate link in the description below, you are eligible for up to $8,000 of rewards, depending on how much you deposit and trade on the platform. So why not go ahead and check it out if you haven't done so already? Above and beyond, you know, getting bonuses for signing up and all that kind of nonsense, essentially it's just a really good strategy to have access to as many of these exchanges as you possibly can. You don't want to kind of be in a bull market where all these exchanges are going down because there's so much demand. They haven't got the bandwidth, and you're having to try to sign up to a new platform and trying to do KYC if you need to, and all these things, right? It's best to do that whilst the market's quiet. In a bear market, get yourself set up for success in the future. So if you haven't yet signed up to these exchanges, get on it. All the links are in the description below. Sign up to as many as you can, and not only taking advantage of the offers, but basically set yourself up for success by making sure you have access to these platforms for when you need them. Okay, let's go ahead and take this to the daily time frame. So as you can see here, we are bearish still on AVAX on the daily time frame, right? So we can see here that we have break of structure, break of structure, break of structure. So nothing good at the moment on AVAX's price action. And this is okay. It's not a bad thing because I think the protocol is strong enough to survive. It's got a great foundation, great treasury. I'm not concerned over the longevity of the project. It's got great total value locked as well, although it has come down very aggressively in this bear market, which is obviously helping towards the price action being suppressed and pushed down deeper. But ultimately, long term, I think AVAX is going to do incredibly well. And so when we take a look at our price action here, what do we see? Well, we see that we're below the 200 EMA and we're below the 50 EMA. The 50 EMA is below the 200 EMA as well. So it's super bearish, right? Not only does smart money concepts give us our bearish structures and our bearish kind of intel, we can also see and note within the standard typical stuff that we'd also be talking about in terms of EMAs and moving averages. Everything is looking bearish on the daily time frame for AVAX here. So for the most part, what do we see? Well, we see a lot of aggressive, impulsive moves to the downside. However, these are not necessarily impulsive on a larger scale. They are more impulsive, smaller movements nested inside larger corrective structures, if I can actually talk and get my words out today. And so for the most part, it's looking actually quite reasonable and pretty good for the longer term, but not so much for the medium to short term. And so we still see further downside, unfortunately. We still see slippage a little bit deeper before any more significant bounces on the daily time frame. But I do think we are potentially getting somewhere closer. Another move up towards the 50 EMA at some point. That'll be $10.82 at the point of recording, will be something that we'll have to kind of see at some point as well. Ultimately, we aren't there yet. I suspect we probably have another pull to the downside before we go ahead and actually bounce upwards a bit more towards maybe the 50 EMA there. So for the most part, our structures are bearish. We are in a bearish position. 値theory gives us the idea that we've kind of coming towards a completed structure. We're not there yet, though. We've still got a little bit more to go. And then I think we'll see a more significant bounce on AVAX. From a weekly standpoint, when we take a look at this, we can still see just how unfortunate how unfortunate the situation is here for AVAX. We are, of course, below the weekly 50 EMA here. And we can see, yeah, we basically keep coming down into new bear market low points. We've actually most recently lost the low from June 2021 as well. So this is the area that we really were hoping would be a good key supportive area. And unfortunately, that does not appear to be the case. Now, for the most part, I think our next kind of areas that we want to be looking for are going to be right inside this little range. So we're kind of in the premium range for accumulation, in my opinion. This is basically $7 to $10.69. This is going to be the area that I do think we are likely to hold. If we fail to hold this area, unfortunately, there isn't a lot of stopping us from moving down more towards kind of $5 range, but I don't think that's going to happen because it's going to take an awful lot more selling pressure to kind of push and suppress the price into that kind of level. But for now, now. $7 is a nice kind of key area support. So if that does continue to move down and we're looking for a significant bounce, this is likely to be where we find it. Guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. If you have found it useful and informative, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, subscribe. If you haven't joined us in Discord, what are you waiting for? Check it out. Link is in the description below. And like I said earlier, make sure you sign up to as many of those exchanges as you can. All the links can be found in the description down below. Until the next one though, guys, have a fantastic day.